Your significant other has behaviors that make you think, hey, what's going on with you? This ups and downs, be mood swings. And we look at what's going on inside your significant other, your desired partner. What's really going on? Why this behavior? And to ask, does it maybe have to do with you? Or is there even anything left? Or is he just playing with me? Is it just a game? Is it just this back and forth? Because he doesn't know what he wants or something else? And now we're going to look for the solution to the riddle to figure this out. Dear ones, you know we are in the collective. Person cards are gender neutral. That's your counterpart, both male and female. And collective readings may not resonate with everyone. And now, first of all, a very warm and loving hello. A very warm hug to you all. You are so wonderful, my dears. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your warm and lovely comments, your appreciation for me, for my work. And that means a lot to me. Every day and every single message. Thank you for that. Thank you for being here. So let's take a look now. Oh, and very importantly, I also want to welcome everyone who is new here. Nice to have you here. Thank you for your trust. And to everyone else, thank you for your loyalty. And a warm welcome to the channel members who have chosen to become channel members. A big, big, big heartfelt thank you to you all for the channel membership. And there are weekly giveaways for phone readings. Always 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. And then also a reading for the upcoming week, plus a love reading that we will take from it. The reading will be done from the big card, generally for the upcoming week, plus that we connect with what is shown in love, that we go further with it, that we dive in even more intensely. So, but now I would say let's go, then let's see what's going on with the gentleman, the lady of creation. So, okay, it's starting off fun. What do we have here? 7 of Wands. So, with your person of the heart, someone is trying to wiggle out of the situation a bit with their current reaction or action, right? Maybe you're also beating around the bush a bit. But there's a bit of strategy behind it, I would say. And that's a secret. And we're going to uncover that secret a bit, right? Maybe they're also avoiding responsibility or something, but there's definitely a strategy behind it. So the way he might be acting here is maybe not quite it, but let's take a look. We're going to look even deeper into what's really going on and take another look at it. And what do we have here? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. With the Queen of Pentacles, we also have your person of the heart. Yeah, there's this bit of carelessness going on right now. But there's something here too. It's about trust, because there's a bit of back and forth going on when it comes to trust. And if we take the connection into account here, right, there's also a bit of an escape. Maybe he has always been escaping from responsibility when it comes to a relationship or connection with you. Maybe he's been beating around the bush because he already sees you as, well, let's say, generous. And this caring nature, maybe he couldn't handle the caring nature either. Maybe it was a bit too much for him. And yes, there's this reliability of yours that he maybe couldn't provide for you. But now we're in this area, this 2021 secret, this responsibility that he might be on the path to taking on so that he can also give that back to you. But now we're in this area, this 2021 secret, this responsibility, which he may be on the way to taking on. He can give that back to you too. And he is quite sure that he has been rather careless with it all. So let's see what else we have. Okay, we have the Magician. All right, let's see what else we get. With the Magician, it also shows that activity is coming into play here. The Magician is like, yes, there's this drive coming in. There's still a bit of hesitation involved. Aimless, but we're on a good path here. He might still be hesitating a little bit. So there's a little something there, but it has to do with self-confidence. That's where it hangs, the self-confidence, and that dries everything out a bit. But how, what exactly? Now let's take a look. What's going on with all of this? What's really going on inside him? The strategy, let's take a look. So let's take a look. Yeah, so something about this back and forth has to do with the fact that he knows he has somehow disappointed you, right? And here we are in the secret, which I'm showing again. We have a secret. And it's quite clear to see that there's uncertainty, a restlessness and uncertainty directed towards you generally in his situation. So now let's see what's going on. Wow. Okay. What I see here with your significant other is, I'd say, it's going to be quite exciting. What I see with your significant other, which shows a clear picture, is that he's currently running away from his issues, right? He comes and goes, then he's back, then he's gone again. So it's this back and forth. This is really weighing on him non-stop regarding you. And I'd say it's not just because of you, but generally his strategy. So with one or another, I also see another person involved. It could be a connection, but I don't see any love here. Even if he says or you know he's in a relationship, there's no love. I just see a passing phase with this person. A learning process that your significant other is completely caught up in. And I'd say his commitments in general, he's currently in the process of cleaning things up. He's tidying up, or she is. And a big theme I have is that he's completely focused on finances because he's really struggling with that. He has real commitments, more than one, which have now come to light, something he didn't expect. Because I see him a bit careless with money in his thoughts. So it could be that there are some bad investments or misinvestments. Misinvestments. It's a really tricky word, I've just realized. That's part of it too, because there's a lot going on. Let's say he has spent a lot of money here in the past few months. It could also be years, but you know, we're in this together. So in the last few months, I've seen him spending more money. And then there's that glance at the bank statement where he usually just takes a quick look and thinks, oh no, not again. Or notices one or two reminders, payment notices, something comes in. And like I said, I've been a bit out of my mind at times and careless with money. Then we have other people involved in this. It could be a relationship where he said, hey, all right, look, I'll buy you everything. But he's also very calculating, very materialistic in that area. And it could be that he spent a lot there too, wanting to present himself, wanting to show how great he is, what he can do. Yeah, he's the hero, the doer, the king, but he's clearly trying to cover up his insecurities because deep down, he doesn't have that self-confidence when he shows it outwardly. Yeah, okay. He also needs to be seen. He wants to be seen. I see him as an entertainer. His entertainment is practically to make everything look great on the outside. But deep down, he has one problem after another sticking to him. And that's where it all catches up with him. Everything he pushed away is coming back to him very strongly because he pushed everything away. And yes, he pushed you away too. I always have this back and forth in your direction. Sometimes he comes back and you think, wow, hey, that message is amazing. I never expected that. And then either he completely retreats again or the next message is so harsh that you think, what's gotten into him now? He sees life in black and white, focusing on decisions about someone he cares for. His determination is directed at you, seeking positive vibes from brief contacts. Seeing your name or photo brings happiness, energizing him. He contrasts this with his less pleasant world and wants to escape negativity. Unable to run anymore, he faces his fears, realizing change is needed. I need to rewind a bit here. He definitely has a determination directed towards you. I see the communication, and that communication is always about him recovering from you, always getting those positive vibes. Those happy feelings definitely come from you. It's like a planetary hop. When he's in contact with you, whether it's a meeting or communication, I see the connection between you. even if that contact hasn't been there for a while. He still has those short moments in his thoughts about you. If something happens, maybe he sees a message on his phone, not that he's looking for it, but he's searching for something else, and suddenly your name pops up, or a message comes in, or maybe a photo you sent him appears. He looks at those photos and suddenly one reminds him of you, and bam, those happy feelings come back. It feels good, and it's like a real energy boost he keeps getting. Then poof, he jumps back to his other planet, which doesn't look so nice, and that planet is filled with other people or situations, or both. Since we're in this together, I have to keep it a bit more general. But with your person, his strategy is clearly to want to break free from all of that. He definitely wants to change because it's not good for him. He's been running away, running away, running away. And that worked out fine before, but now one thing after another is coming up that he doesn't want anymore. But then you keep coming back, and that's what feels good to him. He's now facing what he's always been running away from, and that negativity keeps coming back like an avalanche. There's no more running away possible, and it's coming at him stronger and stronger, like double or 10 times stronger. He's being pushed down and saying, hey, I can't take this anymore. I don't want this crap anymore. I want out. With your person, I see that currently the dance of his synapses in his brain is all over the place. It's like a dance going back and forth, but it's completely messing up his life. The dance of the synapses completely. And I have to be honest here, he's a bit of a coward because he wants to talk around the issue, trying to get out of the situation, and he's being a bit of a sneak about it too. The dance of the synapses, completely. And there it is, I have to be honest, he's a bit of a coward because he wants to talk around the issue, trying to get out of the situation, and he's being a bit sneaky about it too. Because when it comes to a relationship, let's say in 2021, if we're talking about the collective, he actually gives it his all and behaves somewhat like, I'm not supposed to say this, but like an unpleasant person. Yeah, really, he shows a very unpleasant side of himself, especially towards the other person. If it's a relationship, he acts like a real pain. In fact, hoping that the other person will just end it. And whether it's about a person, a relationship, or a situation like work or relationships, he doesn't want to confront it. And there, he's cowardly. He shows himself to be unpleasant so that others take action and end things with him. Or he's like annoying, and I find that very interesting. And there, as I said, he's a bit of a coward. He shows himself to be very, very unpleasant so that others take action and end things with him. Or, as I said, the pain in the neck here, that's how I see him, and I find it very interesting for the reason I'm about to explain. So, as I said, he's a bit of a sly one, trying to pull himself out of all of this, wanting to stand there in a certain way, because he definitely wants the connection with you. He wants a fresh start, a new beginning, a change. He also wants to intensify the contact with you. So that doesn't mean it's going to be like, bam, we're jumping into a relationship right away. No, with one or the other, it can be like that. Yeah, I can only interpret based on this reading, but it's starting to slowly develop on this friendship basis, but getting more and more intense, because that's where his determination is being awakened even more. By the way, that determination is already there, wanting to do more together with you, to rebuild more contact. So it's like this, the sly one wants to end everything with him or her, so he can put himself in that victim role, you know. So this whole, hey, no, I was left behind, hey, no, I was fired, no, they cut off contact with me, you know. So to get to that level, that's his strategy. And to get to that level and then be able to say, look at this clean slate I have, so that it's not a problem at all. Because he wants to quickly intensify the contact with you again, to rebuild it. That way it looks easier. Because if he were to end everything now, it would cast a bad light on him, which he has a huge problem with, especially in 2021. Because if he quickly reconnects with you, then it's like, wow, you've already been with someone else and you cheated on me and all that back and forth, because I see this infidelity and jealousy scenarios and he wants to completely avoid that. So he doesn't want to look bad. So his strategy is to present himself as an unpleasant person through his behavior. And he also withdraws, throwing a few verbal jabs your way. So no matter which person it is, not you, and it's like this, with the hope that you'll end it. Because then he can say, yeah, it's totally fine. I was left behind. I might have lost the top one. So as I said, I have several areas to cover, which is why I also have to include the job. A job might not have anything to do with you for some people, but I just see it this way. But that's how I see it. I see it in a general sense regarding the connection, no matter who the people are or what it's about. He's kind of playing the victim role and then, yes, strike, because he wants to quickly rebuild that connection with you. And so it looks good overall, that it's not a problem at all, because he wants to do more with you. So when he's seen out there, because he's not really a thinker, but he can think pretty well when it comes to getting himself out of trouble, especially if he's seen with you. That way there can't be any bad rumors, especially in 2021, because he really wants to build something honest and intense with you again. He's already realized that he can't let go of you no matter how long it's been. Letting go just isn't an option. Well, I'd say that's an interesting strategy, my dear sir, madam, depending on who you are. So what do we have left? So now it's getting really interesting here. We have the King of Coins and the King of Coins, the Empress. Let's first go to the Empress. We have growth here. That's where the sensuality comes back up. And from this dependency, he has always been in, as I said, his own issues, his learning process. He's pulling himself out of it, which is still blocking him and currently feels a bit cooler, like I said, the dance of the synapses. Also from the messages where you think, can I decipher this right now? Things like that, something, it's really his or her issue here. But it's completely blossoming again. It's already right in the middle of blooming again between the two of you. Because here, harmony and determination are also being shown. His goal is to have more contact with you, an intense, heartfelt, loving connection, activities with you very clearly. And there we have it again, as I said, that he's coming back to sensuality, that he really sees and feels your femininity, and he's already right in the middle of it. And I also say that relationship wants to grow again. It's his intention to let the relationship with you grow again. So now we have the King of Coins, and that's exactly what he wants. And he really wants to, we have sensuality again. He wants to connect with you in this area, not superficially, but truly sensually. And above all, he wants to show you his or her reliability, because he has a very, very strong fear of losing you ever again. That is very, very important. And he wants to give you security. Above all, he knows that with you, he can find security, because he has never had real security in any relationship before. He has always been in this state of alertness throughout his entire past. And with you, he knows he can find security, and he wants to give you that security too. Wow, my dear ones, what an interesting reading. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching, and wish you now